on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Super Eagles threaten to boycott 2025 Afcon return leg qualifier against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. American singer R. Kelly's daughter accuses her father of sexually abusing her as a child. 24th International Conference and 44th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Institute of Agricultural Engineers kicks off in Abuja. I am Florence Joshua with these and more. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have threatened to boycott the return leg of the 2025 African Cup of Nations Afcon qualifier against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. A statement by Ademola Olajire, a communication officer in the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), explained that the decision was as a result of the obvious maltreatment by the Libyan government officials who kept and refused to clear the entire Nigerian team at the Al-Bak airport. This is as the host Libyan Football Federation failed to send any reception team or even vehicles to take the delegation members from the airport to their hotel, said to be 3 hours away in Benghazi. According to Algeria, the NFF had made arrangements for separate vehicles for the team. However, the plan was unhinged by the diversion of the aircraft. Olajire said the players have resolved not to play the match any longer, as NFF officials are making plans to fly the team back home.
Disaster. Wait until we get to the hotel. It'll be another disaster, man.
Here's a quick download of what transpired when the Nigerian Super Eagles arrived Libya for the return leg as far as the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers are concerned. The Super Eagles of Nigeria left Ikotekpene, their base, in high spirits, flew a chartered flight into Libya called Al-Bakan to an airport used only for Hajj, and then the pilot only said this to some of the officials of the Nigeria Football Federation not to create any apprehension amongst the players, and we landed in the eastern part of Libya. The initial destination was Benghazi, and we're supposed to land in Benghazi and take a 2-hour trip to Benina, where the game was supposed to be played. And now we were told that the team cannot leave the premises of the airport. And initially, the Nigeria Football Federation had made arrangements, logistical arrangements for the team in Benghazi. Our boss was waiting in Benghazi for the team, and on arrival here, no one has a Libyan SIM card. They shut down the Wi-Fi at the airport, so there was no communication whatsoever. No one could communicate with anybody from this location, and so everyone was just in no man's land, So at that point, the Nigeria Football Federation officials were like, okay, you know what, we have to take our destiny in our own hands. Let's find alternatives. Let's see if we can get alternative means of leaving this environment to Benghazi. The Libyans here said the team would not leave. They shut down the airport, shut the gates, and held the team hostage here. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has been alerted. FIFA has been alerted. The federal government of Nigeria has also been alerted on the situation, and the federal government is making a frantic effort to evacuate the team back into Nigeria. The game was scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday. The players said they will not kick a ball. These were the antics planned by the Libyans to destabilize the Nigerian Super Eagles. The team is still in the eastern part of Libya, waiting for the federal government's action to get the team back.
The 24th International Conference and 44th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Institution of Agricultural Engineers (NIAE) has kicked off in the nation's capital, Abuja. The program, which has its theme, Emerging Technologies for Agricultural and Environmental Sustainability and Food Security, holds at the Engineering House Headquarters, Central Business District, Abuja. Reports reaching Clearview News Desk say this event will provide unique opportunities for members to explore groundbreaking emerging technologies that are transforming the agricultural and environmental sectors for sustainable growth and enhanced food security. The objectives of the package are expected to be achieved through engaging presentations, while participants will involve themselves in key discussions on the latest trends in agriculture and the environment. We also hear that resource persons who are leaders in technology, policy and industry are on hand to constitute expert panels. Networking opportunities are also available where everyone can connect with professionals, researchers and innovators. As if all these are not enough, the information credited to Chairman Local Organizing Committee, Engineer Dr. Taye, also states that there will be workshops and training to deepen the knowledge of participants on cutting-edge technologies. The program will be rounded up with a conference dinner. The Enhancing Coordination System for Disaster Response in Nigeria (ECODIN) program has been officially launched at a press conference organized by Christian Aid, Corporate Zone International and Life Helpers Initiative in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. The two-year program, funded by the United States Agency for International Development (USAID), aims to improve disaster management in Sokoto State, Katsina and Zamfara states. Clearview's correspondent was at the project launch and brings us details. The northwest region of Nigeria has been plagued by climate impacts, natural disasters and resource-based conflict, resulting in significant loss of lives, displacement and limited access to essential services. To address these challenges, the ECODIN program seeks to bridge the gap in disaster management by enhancing the capacity of formal and informal disaster risk reduction institutions. Speaking at the event, the country director of Christian Aid, Temitope Fashola, expressed optimism that collective government institutions saddled with the great responsibility of disaster management can collaborate to perform at maximum capacity and attain its full potential.
As many of us are aware, the northwest region of Nigeria faces numerous challenges, including multidimensional climate impact, resource-based conflict, and significant gaps in disaster management. The consequent loss of lives, displacement, and limited access to essential services are profoundly felt by our communities. In addressing these challenges, we will all agree that a tree cannot make a forest. Together, we can break down silos and foster strong partnerships among government agencies, civil societies, traditional leaders, and communities.
We believe that working together, sharing knowledge, and combining our efforts, we can make a lasting impact on the lives we serve. Let the project be a beacon of hope and a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and shared vision.
A system strengthening project is a long-term one. Capacity will be enhanced, policies will be influenced, there will be a lot of issues around advocacies and all that. And of course, it is not just about policies being developed, documents and all that. We are going to ensure, as part of our following up, in ensuring that these documents are meant are made to work, right? The implementation of the programs, the activities and all that is going to be part of the system strengthening, capacity enhancement that will be given to the disaster responding institutions in the state and of course at the local government also.
True that we are doing everything possible to first of all educate people against the natural disasters such as flood, such as fire incidences across the state, and we are assisting people with a lot of assistance, those that are affected with flood and those that are affected with fire incidents. So we are happy that all of you, that the project is going to be implemented.
The program objectives include enhancing coordination and systemic collaboration in disaster response, supporting vulnerable communities through local agencies, community-based organizations and grassroots structures, strengthening local ownership and participation while promoting rights-based and inclusive programming. The ECODRN program launch marks a significant milestone in Nigeria's disaster management history. With collective efforts, the program aims to build a resilient framework that responds to disaster and empowers communities to thrive in adversity. October 14th is a day set aside to celebrate the uniqueness of being bowed. Be Bowed and Free Day is a celebration of the bowed faith and the strength of the men and women who have dared to bear it all. Be Bowed and Free Day is an opportunity to recognize the magnificence of being bowed and share it with the world. Clearview News Desk joins the world to celebrate men and women who are proud of this unique physical look.
Being bald is a unique and bold expression of individuality that transcends hair. Whether by choice or due to nature, baldness represents confidence and authenticity. For many, it's a minimalist approach to personal grooming, eliminating the need for daily hair maintenance. Culturally, baldness can carry different meanings, from spiritual significance to a symbol of wisdom and maturity. In modern society, it is often embraced as a fashion statement, with many seeing it as a mark of strength and charisma. Far from being just a hairstyle, baldness highlights one's facial features and radiates a sense of self-assuredness and comfort in one's own skin. The likes of Bruce Willis and Sean Connery are bald and yet symbols of virility. They are part of a grand history as well, including notable bald men as Mahatma Gandhi, the man who helped to kick the British out of India without resorting to any form of violence. Be Bald and Free Day is all the reason you need to bare your head to the world. Do you usually wear a wig or a hat to hide your balding head, or comb over to try to keep it hidden from the world? No more. Take your razor and set your scalp free. Be Bald and Free Day is your opportunity to recognize your own magnificence and share it with the world.
In a remarkable display of solidarity, the House of Representatives, in collaboration with Plan International Nigeria, commemorated the International Day of the Girl Child. The event was marked by historic moments when Speaker Tajuddin Abbas gave his seat to 16-year-old gender advocate Isabel Anani the opportunity to preside over a special session of the House of Representatives. Clearview's correspondent brings us details of the event. The International Day of the Girl Child, observed annually on October 11, was declared by the United Nations to recognize the rights of the girl child and the unique challenges they face globally. This year's theme, Girls' Vision for the Future, conveys the need for urgent action and persistent hope, driven by the power of the voices of the girl child and vision for the future. Anani, accompanied by female students from selected schools in the Federal Capital Territory, was introduced as the speaker for the day. Speaker Abbas emphasized the importance of the girl child, highlighting their resilience, potential and crucial role in shaping a better future.
The theme of this year's International Day of the Girl Child is Girls' Vision for the Future. For me, I envision a future where every girl, regardless of where she comes from, has an opportunity to flourish, where education isn't seen as a high pedestal privilege, but as an essential tool to equip girls make important decisions that affect them and ultimately the places they come from. According to the United Nations, nearly 1 in 5 girls are still not completing lower secondary school, and nearly 4 in 10 girls are not completing upper secondary school today. As if these numbers aren't concerning enough, they are at a constant risk of harassment and the what-ifs that are associated with violence, which simply should not exist. I want a future where we don't have to combat all the overwhelming experiences of childhood and adolescence alone, where girls aren't discriminated because of their bodily functions and are encouraged when they want to take the mantle in places like politics and STEM.
That the leadership of the House to ensure the swift passage of bills that seek to protect women and girls, like the Gender and Equal Opportunities Bill.
To stand to second this motion, I have 2 daughters who I believe are very inspired by the Right Honourable Speaker today. I rise to second the motion. Thank you very much.
The motion moved by the member representing Kosovo Federal Constituency, Lagos State, ABUJA-KEFFI-AKWANGA-LAFIA-MAKURDI, was seconded by the House spokesman, Akin Rotimi. Following the adoption of the motion, the House urged relevant agencies to collaborate with schools and community organizations to educate the public on drug abuse, dangers, and promote a drug-free lifestyle. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk. The recent controversy surrounding Bobrisky's imprisonment has sparked outrage and raised questions about Nigeria's justice system. Bobrisky, a popular Nigerian cross-dresser who was sentenced to 6 months in prison for naira abuse in April, was alleged to have spent only 3 weeks in Kirikiri prison. The report. A leaked phone conversation revealed that Bobrisky confessed to serving his term outside the prison and paying 15 million naira to have the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to shove the money laundering charges against him. This incident, however, has exposed the alarming trend of corruption within Nigeria's correctional system, where the rich seem to receive preferential treatment while the poor bear the brunt of the punishment.
The Nigeria Correctional Service has never come on air to say that the system is run by angels, that there are no incidents of people acting out of character. But what we have always said and continue to say and do is having the capacity to address infractions in whatever quarter.
Critics have argued that this is a clear case of justice for sale, where those with deep pockets buy their way out of prison. The poor, on the other hand, are disproportionately represented in Nigeria's prison, while the rich often receive lenient sentences or released without serving the prescribed jail term. Bribery and corruption have become rampant within the prison system, allowing those with money to secure special treatment. The Nigerian Correctional Service has failed to address allegations of corruption and misconduct, perpetuating a culture of impunity. In response to the controversy, the Interior Ministry suspended 2 deputy controllers, Michael Angwa and Siriki Adekunle, pending further investigation. Meanwhile, many Nigerians are left wondering if punishment is only reserved for the poor in Nigeria or if jails are reserved for poor. It is rather unfortunate that those with money can buy their way out of prison, while the poor suffer. As citizens continue to call on the government to address the systemic issues of corruption and inequality, it is hoped that those in authority will heed the call, as this will be the only way Nigerians' prison can truly serve as institutions of rehabilitation and justice. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
We break the news.
This is Christ Embassy.
Recollect, we were the first to break this. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved the appointment of 3 second-class emirs. And this?
Erasmus is the most successful program of the European Union to support
education and youth.
And this
Fubara is not an ungrateful person.
and more.
Tension is currently mounting in River State.
The planned arraignment of Yaya Bello.
Across our platforms. Subscribe now and you will be receiving our notifications and never left out as the news breaks on Clearview.
Welcome back. An Israeli attack on a school used to shelter displaced Palestinians has killed at least 15 people in central Gaza. According to officials in Gaza, Gaza's Hamas-run civil defense agency said the site in Nuseirat camp was struck by a volley of artillery on Sunday, killing entire families and wounding dozens more. The Israel Defense Forces (IDF) said it was looking into reports. Earlier, 5 children reportedly killed by a drone strike while playing on a street corner in northern Gaza. Meanwhile, a civil defense spokesman said the attack on Al-Mufid school where hundreds of displaced persons from around Gaza were sheltering had injured at least 50 people and more than a dozen were killed. The main areas of conflict in Gaza in recent days have been in the north, where Israeli forces have been intensifying attacks for over a week as part of a major ground operation. Hundreds have since been reportedly killed according to Gazian authorities. According to reports, hospitals in the area are running out of supplies, although the World Health Organization said a joint operation with Red Cross had resupplied 2 of them after 9 days of attempts. Joanne Kelly, the daughter of famous American singer R. Kelly, has claimed that her father sexually abused her as a child. Speaking in a new 2-part documentary series for an American streaming network, Joanne said she first reported the abuse to her mother, Drea, in 2009. The 26-year-old, who did not detail the alleged abuse, stated in an episode of the documentary titled Karma, Our Daughter's Journey, that the jail sentence of the 57-year-old singer is well deserved. Reacting to the documentary, the singer's lawyer, Jennifer Bourgeon, in a public statement denied the allegations. Recall that the singer was sentenced to 20 years in prison in February 2023 for child pornography and enticement charges. R. Kelly will serve the years concurrently with a prior 30 years prison sentence from a separate case in New York on July 29, 2022. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have threatened to boycott the return leg of their 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya. Joanne Kelly, the daughter of a famous American singer R. Kelly, has claimed that her father sexually abused her as a child. The 24th International Conference and 44th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Institution of Agricultural Engineers, NIAE, has kicked off in the nation's capital, Abuja, with the theme, Emerging Technologies for Agricultural and Environmental Sustainability and Food Security. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Clearview News Dex, or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Florence Joshua.
We invite